the baby that exposed everything, how my husband and best friend destroyed me until DNA shattered their perfect lie. I held my best friend's newborn daughter in my arms at her baby shower, and the moment I looked into those eyes, my husband's eyes, I knew my entire life had been a lie. The baby's eyes locked onto mine. Not just any eyes, his eyes. I'm standing in my best friend Rachel's living room in Naperville, Illinois, holding this 8-week-old baby girl named Emma, and my hands are shaking so badly I'm afraid I'll drop her. Around me, 20 women are laughing, opening gifts wrapped in pink paper, drinking mimosas from dollar store champagne flutes. Someone's playing a Spotify playlist of lullabies. There's a diaper cake on the table shaped like a castle. And I'm staring into my husband's eyes. The same pale grey-blue I've looked into for 17 years. The same small gold fleck near the left pupil that I used to trace with my fingertip on Sunday mornings. The exact same slightly downturned shape that made him look sad even when he smiled. Emma blinks at me. She has his nose too, that small, slightly upturned nose. My throat closes. Rachel's laughing somewhere behind me, saying something about how Emma's been sleeping through the night already. Isn't that lucky? Isn't she just the easiest baby? And I'm holding the evidence of my husband's betrayal in my arms, wrapped in a pink fleece blanket from Target. That was 3 months ago. And that was the moment everything I thought I knew about my life cracked wide open. Name and background reveal. My name is Diane Mitchell. I'm 51 years old, and until recently I thought I had built a good life. I married my husband, Kevin, when I was 34. We have 2 kids, Jake, who's 16, and Lily, who's 13. We live in a 4-bedroom colonial in Wheaton, Illinois, with a 2-car garage and a yard that needs mowing every week in summer. Kevin works in medical device sales. I work part-time as an office manager at a dental practice. On paper, we looked fine. Happy evens. But I'm telling you this story today because I need you to understand something. The worst betrayals don't announce themselves with screaming matches or dramatic confrontations. They happen quietly, in the margins, in 1,000 small moments you didn't think to question. And by the time you finally see it, you realize you've been living in a lie for years. Let me take you back. It's January 2023. We're in the middle of one of those brutal Midwest winters where the wind chill hits -15 and your car won't start half the time. I'm trying to make it to the grocery store before the next snowstorm hits because we're out of milk, bread, the basics, and also because my sister Vanessa is coming to visit. Vanessa. God, where do I even start with her? Vanessa is 2 years younger than me, but you'd never know it. She's the one who got the good genes, the easy confidence, the ability to walk into a room and make everyone turn their head. Growing up, she was the one my parents fawned over. Straight A's without trying. Homecoming queen. Full ride to Northwestern. Me, I was the dependable one. The one who helped Mom with dishes, who babysat Vanessa when our parents went out, who worked 2 jobs to pay for community college because there was no money left after Vanessa's tuition. I don't say this with bitterness, or at least I didn't used to. But here's the thing about being the dependable daughter. People stop seeing you. You become wallpaper. The person who shows up, does the work, keeps everything running, and gets nothing in return except the expectation that you'll keep doing it. Vanessa's visit that January was supposed to be quick. She's a corporate lawyer in Chicago, unmarried, no kids, the kind of woman who wears Lululemon to brunch and talks about her Peloton stats. She was coming because Mom had asked her to check in on Diane, which was code for make sure Diane isn't screwing anything up. Mom lives in a senior community in Schaumburg now, ever since Dad passed in 2019. She's 73, sharp as a tack, and still treats me like I'm 12 years old. When Vanessa arrived that Saturday afternoon, Kevin was in the garage working on something. He's always tinkering with tools, organizing his workbench, doing anything to avoid actual conversation. Jake was at basketball practice. Lily was upstairs on her phone. Vanessa walked in wearing a cream-colored cashmere coat and knee-high boots, smelling like expensive perfume. God, Diane, it's freezing in here, she said, not even saying hello first. Don't you guys turn up the heat? We keep it at 68, I said, taking her coat. We're trying to keep the electric bill down. She gave me that look, that Vanessa look, the one that said you're still struggling with money, really. Well, she said, setting her designer purse on my kitchen counter, You should talk to Kevin about that. He's doing well, isn't he? Sales have been good. I opened my mouth to respond, but she was already moving past me, opening my fridge, pulling out a La Croix like she owned the place. The first crack, the college fund. That visit was when I first heard about the college fund. We were sitting at the kitchen table, drinking coffee, hers black, mine with too much cream because I've never been able to drink it bitter, and Vanessa said something that stopped me cold. So Mom mentioned she's helping you with Jake's college fund. That's good. I blinked. What? Vanessa looked up from her phone. The fund, the one she set up for Jake, she said she's been contributing every month. My stomach dropped. Vanessa, I said slowly, Mom hasn't mentioned anything about a college fund. What? Vanessa frowned. She told me she's been putting money aside for Jake since he was born. She said she saved almost $30,000. $30,000. I felt like the floor had tilted beneath me. That doesn't make sense, I said. Mom's never said anything to me about it. Vanessa shrugged. Maybe she wanted it to be a surprise, you know how she is. But I did know how she was, and that's exactly why this felt wrong. That night after Vanessa left, I called my mom. Hi, sweetheart, she answered, her voice bright. How was Vanessa's visit? Mom, I said, cutting through the pleasantries, Vanessa said you've been saving money for Jake's college. Is that true? There was a pause, a long one. Well, she said finally, I wouldn't say saving exactly. Mom, do you have money set aside for Jake or not? Another pause. Diane, honey, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I did set up a fund, yes, but it's for Vanessa's future children, when she has them. I wanted to make sure they'd be taken care of. I couldn't breathe. You set up a college fund, I said slowly, for Vanessa's hypothetical children, but not for your actual grandchildren, Jake and Lily. Diane, don't take it like that. How else am I supposed to take it, Mom? You and Kevin are doing fine. Vanessa will need help someday. She's building her career. She doesn't have a husband to fall back on like you do. I hung up. I sat there in my kitchen, staring at the cracked tile backsplash I'd been meaning to replace for 3 years, and I felt something inside me break. Not loudly, not dramatically. Just a break. Rachel, the best friend. I need to tell you about Rachel. Rachel Summers was my best friend for 12 years. We met at a Mommy and Me class when Jake and her older son, Tyler, were toddlers. She was funny, warm, easy to talk to. She lived 4 streets over. Our kids went to the same schools. We carpooled, hosted playdates, vented about our husbands over wine on Friday nights. Rachel's marriage had always been rocky. Her husband, Greg, was a regional manager for a plumbing supply company, gone half the week for work. They fought constantly, about money, about his travel, about the fact that Rachel wanted another baby and Greg didn't. I was the one she called crying at 11 p.m. I was the one who brought her coffee and donuts when she was too depressed to get out of bed. In 2022, Rachel and Greg separated. It wasn't a surprise. She moved into a rental townhouse in Lombard, and I helped her pack. I listened to her sob in my passenger seat about how she'd wasted 15 years on a man who didn't love her. And then, in October 2023, Rachel told me she was pregnant. It's a miracle, she said, her voice shaking with joy. I didn't think it could happen. I'm 43, Diane, 43. The doctor said my chances were so low, but here we are. I hugged her. I told her I was so happy for her. I threw her baby shower in December. And in February 2024, I held her baby. The realization. I didn't say anything that day. I handed Emma back to Rachel, smiled, made some comment about how beautiful she was, and excused myself to the bathroom. I locked the door and stared at myself in the mirror. You're being crazy, I told myself. Lots of Barbies have blue eyes, it doesn't mean anything. But I knew. I didn't have proof, not yet, but I knew. I started watching, paying attention. Kevin's phone, which he'd always left lying around, was suddenly password protected. He started going to the gym at weird times, 6 a.m., 9 p.m., times that didn't make sense. He became obsessed with his appearance. New cologne, new clothes. He started using hair gel. And then there were the little things. Rachel texting me to cancel plans last minute, always with some vague excuse. Kevin coming home late on nights when Rachel said she'd been running errands. The way Rachel's eyes flickered away from mine when I asked about Emma's father. "Oh, you know," she'd say, laughing it off. "Just a guy I met online, it didn't work out." But Emma looked exactly like Kevin. And I couldn't unknow that. The DNA test. I ordered the DNA test kit in March. It came in a plain box from Amazon. I hid it in the back of my closet behind old shoeboxes and winter scarves. The hard part was getting Kevin's DNA. I used his toothbrush one morning while he was in the shower, carefully swabbing the bristles and sealing the sample in the plastic tube. My hands shook the entire time. Getting Emma's DNA was harder. I waited until Rachel invited me over for coffee in early April. Emma was napping upstairs. Rachel was in the kitchen making espresso, talking about sleep schedules. I excused myself to use the bathroom and went upstairs instead. Emma's room smelled like baby powder and lavender. She was asleep in her crib, her little fist curled near her mouth. I pulled a cotton swab from my pocket. I'd practiced this a dozen times, and gently swabbed the inside of her cheek. She stirred but didn't wake. I sealed the sample, slipped it back into my pocket and went downstairs. "Everything okay?" Rachel asked. "Perfect," I said. "The results." The email came on a Thursday. I was at work, sitting at my desk in the back office of the dental practice, entering insurance claims into the system. My phone buzzed. "DNA test results available." I clicked the link, and there it was. Probability of paternity, 99.97%. Kevin was Emma's father. I closed my laptop. I sat there, staring at the wall, while the hygienist knocked on my door asking if I was okay. "I'm fine," I said. But I wasn't. The confrontation part 1, Rachel. I didn't confront them right away. I spent 2 weeks planning. I printed the DNA results. I took screenshots of every suspicious text I could find on Kevin's old iPad, the one he'd forgotten about, the one still synced to his iCloud. Messages between him and Rachel going back 18 months. "I miss you. Can't wait to see you tonight." She has no idea. I read every single one. And then I invited Rachel to lunch. We met at a Panera Bread in Naperville on a Tuesday afternoon in late April. The place was half empty, just a few retirees and remote workers tapping on laptops. Rachel arrived in yoga pants and a sweatshirt, her hair in a messy bun. She looked tired, new mom tired. "Hey," she said, hugging me. "I'm so glad we're doing this. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever." We ordered, sat down, made small talk. And then I slid the folder across the table. "What's this?" Rachel asked, smiling. "Open it." She did. I watched her face change. First confusion, then recognition, then fear. "Diane." "Don't," I said quietly. "Don't insult me by lying." Her hands were shaking. "I can explain." "Explain what, Rachel? That you've been sleeping with my husband, that Emma is his daughter, that you've been lying to my face for over a year." Tears spilled down her cheeks. It wasn't supposed to happen like this. How was it supposed to happen? She covered her face with her hands. "I was lonely, Diane, after the divorce. I was so lonely. And Kevin was there and he listened and it just happened." "It just happened," I repeated, "for 18 months. I never wanted to hurt you. But you did." She looked up at me, mascara running. "What are you going to do?" I stood up. "I don't know yet," I said, "but you're going to find out." The confrontation part 2, Kevin. I confronted Kevin that night. The kids were at their friends' houses. I'd planned it that way. He came home at 6:30, carrying his gym bag, smelling like sweat and body spray. "Hey," he said, tossing his keys on the counter. "What's for dinner?" I was sitting at the kitchen table. The DNA results were in front of me. "Sit down, Kevin." He frowned. "What's going on?" "Sit down." He sat. I slid the papers toward him. He looked down, his face went white. Diane, how long? I asked. He didn't answer. How long? 2 years, he whispered. 2 years. Not 18 months, 2 years. You got her pregnant on purpose, I said. He shook his head. No, it was an accident. You don't accidentally have an affair for 2 years, Kevin. You don't accidentally get your wife's best friend pregnant. He started crying, actual tears. I'm sorry, he said. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. I love you, Diane, I love our family. Get out. What? Get out of my house. Diane, please. Get out, or I'm calling the cops and telling them you're trespassing. He left. The fallout family reaction. You'd think my family would support me. You'd be wrong. When I told my mom, she sighed. Well, she said, marriage is hard, Diane. Maybe you two just need counseling. Mom, he got my best friend pregnant. I know, honey, but men make mistakes. You have 2 children to think about. You can't just throw away 17 years. I hung up on her too. Vanessa was worse. Are you sure you want to blow up your life over this? She asked when I called her. I mean, yes, it's awful, but Kevin's a good provider. You have a house, stability. You really want to start over at 51. He betrayed me, Vanessa. I know, but you're not exactly innocent either. I froze. What does that mean? Come on, Diane, you've let yourself go. When's the last time you wore something other than yoga pants? When's the last time you made an effort? I hung up, and I realized I was completely alone. The revenge, quiet and calculated. I didn't yell, I didn't scream, I didn't key Kevin's car or blast him on Facebook. I did something better. I hired a lawyer. A good one. And I took everything. The house, the retirement accounts, the savings, half his future earnings. Illinois is a no-fault divorce state, but infidelity still matters in custody and asset division. My lawyer was a woman in her 60s named Margaret who wore red lipstick and took no prisoners. We're going to bury him, she said. And we did. Kevin tried to fight. He hired his own lawyer, but the evidence was overwhelming. The texts, the DNA test, testimony from neighbors who'd seen his car at Rachel's townhouse. In the end, he signed everything I asked for. I got the house. I got primary custody. I got 70% of his $401K. And Rachel lost Greg's alimony when he found out about Emma. Her lawyer told her that infidelity violated their separation agreement. She had to move back in with her parents in Rockford. I didn't feel sorry for her. The twist, the family regret. 6 months after the divorce was finalized, my mom called. Diane, she said, her voice small, I need to talk to you. I'm listening. Vanessa's been struggling. She lost her job. She's moving back home with me for a while. I didn't say anything. And I've been thinking about what happened with you and Kevin, and I think I was wrong. I should have supported you. Yes, I said, you should have. I'm sorry, honey. Okay. Will you come to Thanksgiving? Vanessa really wants to see you. No, I said. Diane, I'm hosting my own Thanksgiving this year, Mom, with people who actually care about me. I hung up. And I meant it. The ending emotional outro. It's been a year now. Jake's 17, Lily's 14, we're doing okay. Better than okay, actually. I got a promotion at work. Jake got into University of Illinois. Lily made the volleyball team. Kevin sees the kids every other weekend. He pays his child support on time. Rachel moved to Wisconsin. I heard through mutual friends that she's struggling. Emma's too now. I don't think about them much anymore. But here's what I want you to know, what I need you to hear. If you're watching this and you feel invisible in your own life, if you've spent years being the dependable one, the giver, the one who sacrifices while everyone else takes, you are not crazy. You are not asking for too much. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be valued. You deserve people who show up for you the way you show up for them. And if they don't, walk away. I know it's terrifying, I know it feels impossible. But I'm 52 years old, and I'm rebuilding my life from scratch, and I'm happier than I've been in 20 years. Because I chose myself. And you can too. You don't need their permission, you don't need their approval. You just need to decide that you matter. Because you do. You always did. Final beat. Last week, I ran into Rachel at a Target in Schaumburg. She was pushing a cart with Emma strapped in the front. The baby, the toddler now, looked up at me with those grey-blue eyes. Kevin's eyes. Rachel froze. We stared at each other for a long moment. And then I smiled. "Good luck, Rachel," I said. And I walked away. Not because I forgave her, but because I didn't need anything from her anymore. Not an apology, not an explanation. Nothing. I was free. And that was the best revenge of all.